Hello and welcome to part 2 of the KRAK Challenge update. This is Alacrity Fitzhugh and you are watching my Challenge Theater. Today I actually start the mission. I'll be launching from Kerbin, going to the moon, taking a picture, and coming home. Let's get to it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And a perfect launch here at the space station of the D'Artagnan heavy lifter carrying the 3 Musketeers for moon orbit. Perfect blue sky, heading up, Jebidiah commanding. And here's a still shot during the launch of the D'Artagnan with its final stage, getting orbit. This is the D'Artagnan with its lunar insertion stage still attached, along with the 3 Musketeers, headed towards the moon. Putting the final details on my circularized orbit, staying pretty low to Kerbin for this, and time for some housekeeping. Switching over to control modules and activating, while I'm still on the dark side, activating all of my solar panels, making sure that when I come out I will have power coming in. And then I had a little photo movie opportunity here. Coming over the horizon towards the sun, I saw the K2 of the southern continent right on the edge there, and we'll see the 3 Musketeers come out into the sunrise. After the sunrise, I had a few more photo opportunities coming up. So here is the 3 Musketeers leaving Kerbin orbit, pulling away. This is them backed by the spiral arm. The 3 Musketeers with the D'Artagnan completely gone, on its way to the moon. And a picture of the final approach after my final adjustment burn coming into lunar orbit. Once I arrived at the moon, it was time to start getting the mission going. So, first start, obviously, the Artemis probe needs to be lit up. Get the communications gear heated up. Solar panels are already out. I already have my ship oriented to push it into a stable orbit, and decoupling now. Off it goes. The Artemis Munar probe is active. After the launch of Artemis, I had to do a few rotations around the moon to get properly aligned, but here's my final turnaround moon, seeing the rise of Kerbin as I approach my separation and landing points. The Porthos landing was a little more eventful than I wanted. Didn't get many pictures, but I did get this shot of the Porthos on direct approach to the Matari Crater. Despite Jebidiah's panic attack, I did manage to get the Porthos on the ground, and here we see it rolling around, still with its crane attached, getting ready to eject that as soon as I roll closer to a stop. Poof, there it goes. Now we've got me rolling around inside the Matari Crater. I did manage to get inside. I'm not going to have to climb the hills on the other side, but it is huge nonetheless. The power needs for this rover are pretty hefty, so we've got to get those solar panels up as soon as possible. I landed at near dawn. You'll see the sun is right on the horizon as I come over here. Jebidiah did a real good job getting down. Let's see what we can see. After Jebidiah ran around the crater for a little while, I put him on his mark. There's the Pator arch at the edge of the Matari Crater, and you saw the sunrise coming. We're going to head up there and see if we can find our picture that we need for our mission. Now, this is the unmanned Porthos, and right now running, losing 2 units of electricity per second, even with the solar panels out. So there were a couple of stops on the way to recharge and then restart the mission. Here's another picture. This is me waiting for my batteries to recharge. Back on the path. This is actually a pretty steep hill, Any future rovers are going to have to keep that in mind, because this is a slog. Oops, I forgot to get that O-ring out of the way earlier, and it finally fell off. At least it didn't explode on the way up the hill. That would have been embarrassing. So, here it is. The big eye on the moon. The landing point is where that little rover is, on the north edge. So, easy to find, easy to get to. Kind of interesting to land in. It is a crater, steep walls on all sides. The arch here, the Pator arch, is on the southern lip. The sun will come over the east as normal, but there's a big flat area in the middle. So lots of landing spaces inside the crater. Nice safe landing. So here's the final push for me getting up here. Pulling up the last few meters on the side of the hill here. And getting ready to take the image that will launch 1,000 ships. And here it is. Sunrise over Matari, with the Pator arch in the foreground, the crater itself off to your left. This will be the home for KRAK on the lunar surface. So things didn't go swimmingly. I did not have enough Delta V to put the Athos on the ground and then off again, so I had to do a direct abort and head back to Kerbin. This is me coming around the moon, starting my return trajectory. And we'll segue over into the end. This is Jebidiah on the ground again. Managed to land. It was actually a pretty easy landing. A little bit of parachute action. And I'm only about 200 clicks to the west of the Kerbin Space Center. So Jebidiah, while out there, is not going to be hard to get a hold of again. Let's get some light on the action. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Alacrity Fits You with Jebidiah Kerbin. We got there, we came back, we marked our position, and we took the picture that will be the theme for our lunar launches. Thanks, and keep track of the KRAK missions as they continue. Hope to see you soon.